is Suma Megeshwari, Assistant Professor, School of Management Studies, Satyabama Institute of Science and Technology, Chennai. So today we are going to analyze about public finance. Public finance is designed as the income and expenditure of public authorities and with the adjustment of one to another. So accordingly, effect of taxation, government expenditure, public borrowing and deficient financing on the economy constitute the subject matter of public finance. Generally, finance is the lifeblood of the every organization and every country also. So all the countries and all the organizations, they need money, so they need to generate their money for their purpose of going upgrading. So this is the main purpose of public finance and also finance also. See here I am noting here that as the public finance definition. Public finance is the study of the effects of budgets on the economy, particularly the effect on the achievement of the major economic object, growth, stability and equity and efficiency. Branches of public finance. Public finance may be divided into three branches. It is four branches. One is public expenditure, public revenue, public debt, and financial administration. See, I am going to discuss about public expenditure. It is an expenditure incurred by the public authorities to satisfy those common wants which the people in their individual capacity are unable to satisfy the effectively. The next one is public revenue. How to generate revenue? So public here it means government. How they can generating their revenue by the way of taxes received from the public deposits are the included in the public revenue. It is also include the methods of raising funds. It is further studies the classification of various resources of public revenue into taxes, fees and assessment, etc. Next one, it is public expenditure. What are all called expenditure? So we are spending more, so this is called expenditure. It is also called spending made by the government of a country on collective needs and wants such as pension, provision, infrastructure, etc. Infrastructure facilities like construction of roads and bridges and pensions to the senior people. So this is the expenditure. Then next one, it is public debt. It is the section of public finance. We study the problem of raising the loans. The public or any government can raise the income through loans to meet the shortfall in its traditional income. The commercial banks and other financial institutions, they want to give the loans to the public. Why they are giving loans? For their economic development or each and every individual development only. Government are giving loans and advances to the people. It is the traditional one. Here it is public debt. Suppose that is banking is giving a loan to the people, so they cannot meet their individuals' needs. Sometimes they can having that some deficit in their needing their needs. So again they cannot able to return back their loans to the bank. So that time that shortfall will be coming. The loan raised with the government in a particular hour is the part of receipt. That is also called the public debt. Financial or fiscal administration. We are concerned with the government machinery which is responsible for performing various functions of the state. This is called fiscal administration. Then what are all the sources of public revenue? The sources are tax, rates, fees, license fee, surplus of the public sector units, fine and penalties, gift and grants, printing of paper money, borrowings. First one, it is tax. A tax is a compulsory levy imposed by a public authorities against which taxpayers cannot claim anything. A tax is a compulsory financial charge or some other type of levy imposed upon a taxpayer like individual or legal entity by a governmental organization in order to fund various public expenditures. In economic terms, taxation transfers wealth from household or businesses to the government. It is not imposed as a penalty for only legal offence. It is a compulsory levy, so all the individual. So at the end of the financial year, they need to submit their financial report to the government, like a wealth taxes and individual taxes, every that is salaried people, or they can suppose they are having their own business, they need to submit their financial report to the government. Because every year they are having their report. Then rates. Rates refers to local taxation, that is taxation levied by local rather than central government. Normally, rates are proportional to the estimated rentable value of business and domestic properties. Rates are often criticized as being unrelated to income. Then next one, fees. Fees is a payment to defray the cost of each recurring service undertaken by the government, primarily in the public interest. Next one, license fee. A license fee is paid in those instances which the government authority is invoked simply concerning permission or privileges. License. So licensing is the must one. That every banking or every institution, they need license to run the business. So all the authorities, agents, they should give the license to the required people. Suppose banking institution, they need to start one branches in another place or another state or district, they need to get the permission from the authority, RB authority. For the each and every organization, they are having their authority. They need to get the permission from their own authorities. That is the license fee. That time they need to pay. Sometimes that is free also. Sometimes they are they are circulating some fees also. Then next one, it is the surplus of the public sector units. The government acts like a business person and the public act like its customers. Okay, the government may either sell goods or render services like train, city bus, electricity, transport, post and telegraph, water supply, etc. The government also earns revenue from the production of commodities like steel, oil, life-saving drugs, etc. See, the topic is surplus of the public sector units. These are the public sector units. The government, it is controlling a train, city bus, electricity, transport, post and other telegraph, water supply, etc. They are having the authority, central or state government, they are having authority to control all these sectors, train, city bus, electricity, transport and post and telegraph, water supply, etc. They gain that is revenue from the production of commodities like Steel Authority of India, for example, oil, ONGC, then life-saving drugs. So these are the some of the examples of surplus of public sector unit. These are all called public sector unit. It is controlled by state government or central government. Next one, fine and penalties. They are the charges imposed on a person as a punishment for contravention of a law. The main purpose of this is not to raise revenue from the public, but to force them to follow law and order the country. So all the country, that is people in the country, should follow the law of the country. That is the rule. It is compulsory they should follow the rules and regulations of the country. Gift and grants. Gifts are voluntary contribution from private individuals or non-government. Donors to the government fund for specific purposes such as relief fund, defense fund during the war or an emergency. However, this source provides a small portion of government revenue. Here also in this period, in a coronavirus period, all the people that is needed, that is state government and the central government is collecting a fund for coronavirus relief fund. The next one, printing of paper money. It is another source of revenue to the government. It is a method of creating extra resources. This method is normally avoided because it's once this method is financing started, it becomes difficult to stop it. That is like a lottery tickets, like a lottery ticket and other kind of that is illegal, like illegal providing circulating in the society. Next one, it is a borrowings. Borrowings from the public is another source of government revenue. It includes loans from the public in the form of deposits, bonds, etc., and also from the foreign agencies and organizations. For example, we are the customer. We need to invest in a banking sector like a short-term deposit and long-term deposit. Bonds also there, government bonds like short-term bonds also there, short and long-term bonds also there. Like treasury bills, it's a short-term bonds. Shares and certificates of public sector banks and public sector unit, it is called long-term loans. This is also one of the borrowings. And also foreign agencies, FII, this is the foreign institutional investment, also one type of borrowings. This is all the examples of borrowings. Economic effect of taxation. This is another topic. The most important objective of taxation is to raise required revenue to meet expenditures. Apart from raising revenue, taxes are considered as an instrument of control and regulation with the aim of influencing the pattern of consumption, production, and distribution. Taxes thus affect an economy in various ways. Although the effect of taxes may not necessarily be good, there are some bad effect of taxes too. Here, economic effect of taxes, it is a topic. It is the most important topic. Here, by the way of taxation, we are getting here it is a public government is getting some income, and also they need to meet the expenditure, giving some road facilities and other economic development facilities to the society. So this is apart from raising revenue, taxes are considered the instrument to control and regulation. So how they are controlling regulation, how they are controlling economic development by the way of putting some heavy taxes. So putting heavy taxes like other countries, they are dumping the product in our country. That time, that government is imposing heavy taxes in the particular dumping product. That is also controlling effect. With the aim, another aim is to control consumption and production and distribution. That is also main game. See, there are two ways are there: one controlling and also getting revenues. And affect the, there are so many ways are there that the taxes is imposing. When taxes heavily impose, when taxes heavy, that is also affect our customers' point of view. There are some bad effects also there. Effect of taxation on production. First one, production. According to production, how it is affected. There are three ways are there. One is effect on the ability to work, save and invest. Second one, effect on the will to work, save and invest. Third one, effect on the allocation of resources. So coming to the first one, effect on the ability to work, save and invest. Imposition of taxes result in the reduction of disposable income of the taxpayers. This will reduce their expenditure on necessaries which are required to be consumed for sake of improving efficiency. As efficiency suffers, ability to work declines. That ultimately adversely affects savings and investment. However, this happens in the case of poor persons. Taxation on rich person has the least effect on the efficiency and ability to work. Not at all the taxes, however, some adverse effect on the ability to work. There are some harmful goods such as cigarettes, whose consumption has to be reduced to increase ability to work. That is why high rate of taxes are often imposed on such harmful goods to curb their consumption. But all taxes adversely affect ability to save, since the rich people save more than the poor. progressive rate of taxation reduces savings potentiality. This means low level of investment. Lower rate of investment has a dampening effect on economic growth of a country. Thus, on the whole, taxes have the distinctive effect on ability to work, save and invest. Effect on the will to work, save and invest. The effect of taxation on the willingness to work, save, invest are partially the result of money burden of tax and partially the result of psychological burden of tax. Taxes which are temporarily imposed to meet any emergency, like Cargill tax imposed for a year or so. Taxes imposed on windfall gain, that is lottery income, do not produce adverse effect on the desire to work, save and invest. But if the taxes are expected to continue in future, it will reduce the willingness to work and save of taxpayers. Taxpayers have a feeling that every tax is a burden. This psychological state of mind the taxpayers have a distinctive effect on the willingness to work. They feel that it is not worth to taking extra responsibility or putting in more hours because so much of their extra income would be taken away by the government in the form of taxes. Third one, effect on the allocation of resources. By diverting resources to the desired direction, taxation can also influence the volume or the size of production, as well as the pattern of production in the economy. It may be, in the ultimate analysis, produce some beneficial effects on production. High taxation on harmful drugs and commodities will reduce their consumption. This will discourage the production of these commodities and the scarce resources will now be diverted from them production to another products which are useful for economic growth. Similarly, tax concession on some product are given in a locality which is considered as a backward. Taxation may promote regional balanced development by allocating resources in the backward regions. So this is the purpose of starting a financial institution like IDBI and other in about and Exim banks, or they are promoting their business in backward areas only. Effect of taxation on consumption. Yeah, tax increases the price of the taxed good relating to the prices of untaxed or lower taxed goods. The increase in the relative price affects the taxpayer in two ways. Taxation influences the consumption as well as influences can be studied in the following grounds. One is taxation influence the allocation of resources of individual. Every individual has limited money income and allocate to different uses. Taxation affects their allocation directly or indirectly. For example, income tax reduces the money income of the consumer and forces him to buy a smaller volume of goods, and it reduces the standard of living of the consumer. Likewise, a levy of indirect taxes on the goods of common consumption will affect the allocation of individual resources. Thus, taxes influence the allocation of resources of individuals. Second one, effect of taxation on consumption and employment. Taxation reduces the purchasing power of the people and reduces the consumption of the consumption. The decline in consumption leads to decrease in effective demand for the goods and services, which in turn affects the production of this commodity. Ultimately, the reduction in consumption leads to a reduction in employment opportunities. For example, due to rise in price, instead of getting a two different commodities, the individual may buy more quantity of any one commodity to maximizing the utility and dissatisfaction. Next one, effect of taxation on consumption during inflation and depression. Taxation has different effect in terms of inflation and depression. During the time of inflation, what do you mean by inflation? It is like a commodity prices are increasing in that period. It is called inflation. The pricing power of the people, it is reduced by the increasing in the rates and also existing taxes or imposition of new taxes. It is called what? Inflation. This would control the consumption and therefore help in bringing up stability in prices. During the period of depression, taxation may be reduced. As a result, the reduction of indirect tax rates, the people will have more disposable income and higher purchasing power, and also a decrease in indirect taxes lead to the reduction of selling prices. Next one, it is regulatory effect of taxation on consumption. Taxation may be used to regulate the production and consumption. Consumption may be regulated by taxing the production of and use of certain commodities. For example, the object of some taxes may be to reduce the consumption of certain harmful commodities such as liquors and cigarettes, etc. Effect of that is taxation on distribution is an important objectives of taxation, the most in for welfare of the state to reduce the inequalities of income and wealth and bring out the equal society. So bringing the all the facility to the all type of society people. This is the most important aim of every government. So this is also one of the most objectives of tax paying, that is giving a tax. See here, that is equal distribution of the income to the all level of income level of people. That is the main aim. That is distribution in a same level. The effect of taxation on the distribution of income and wealth among the different sections of the society depends upon the two important factors. One is nature of taxation and kinds of taxes. The nature of taxation influence the distribution of taxation among the different section of the society. Different section of the society, it is refers to lower level, middle level, upper middle level, and upper level. These is the different sections of the society. It includes that is regressive and progressive nature of taxation. Effect of regressive taxations on the distribution. Under the regressive taxation of taxation falls heavily on the heavily upon the poor on the rich. Regressive taxation may increase the inequalities on the distribution of income and wealth. Hence, burden of taxation is higher on the poor than rich. That is the effect is the system is widens the gap between the rich and the poor. The next one, it is the effect of proportional taxation on distribution. Under this proportional taxation, taxes are related to levied uniformly upon the rich and the poor. When the tax rate remains the same, it creates the inequality between them. Meaning of the next topic is meaning of public expenditure. Expenses incurred by public authorities. That is central, local and self-government are called public expenditure. Such expenditures are made for the maintenance of government as well as for the benefits of the society. That expenditure, see, in a government, state and central government and some agents are getting the taxes from the society where they are distributing their income. This is the way. So distributing all the taxes to the not only that the equal, it can be distributed to the all level of society people. See, what are all the causes? That some benefits and some causes also there. So what are all the causes when increase the public expenditure? See, the first one, size of the country and the population. Assuming a fixed size of a country, developing world has been an enormous increase in population growth. Consequently, The expansion in administrative activities of government like defense and judiciary has resulted in a growth of public expenditure in these areas. Causes of increase in public expenditure. One is size of the country and population already. Then assuming the fixed size of the country and consequently the expansion in administrative activities of the government like defense and other things has a resulted in a growth of public expenditure in these areas. Defense expenditure. That is a growth of public expenditures can be attributed to threat of war and other type of maintaining their border. These also very big expenditure for government. Welfare state. The 19th century state was a policy state, while in a 2021st century's modern state is a welfare state. Even in a capitalist framework, socialistic principles are not along to their discarded. Since that the principles are respected here, modern government have come out openly for socio-economic uplift of masses. That is the main aim is welfare of the state, to give welfare to the all kind of people. This is the aim of the all the capitalist and socialist country, especially for socialists, to give the equalities, all equal distribution of money and income and other type of facilities also equally they can distribute. And that is the main aim for welfare state. Economic development. Modern government has a great role to play a, that is shape of the, that is giving a development of the economy. Private capitalists also totally incapable of financing economic development of a country. Then price increase. Increase in government expenditure is often attributed to inflationary price increases. Meaning of public debt. Modern government need to borrow from different sources when a current revenue falls off short of public expenditure. Thus, public debt refers to loans incurred by the government to finance its activities when other sources of public income fail to meet the requirement. In this wider sense, the proceeds of such borrowings constitute the public income. What are all the classification of public debt? One is internal and external debt, short-term and long-term loans, funded and unfunded debt, voluntary and compulsory loans, redeemable and irredeemable debt, productive and reproductive and unproductive debt, and debt weight debt. First one, internal and external debt. Debt means it is a debtness. See, banks and other type of agencies, they are giving a loans to the customer. The customer's aim is to repay the loans to the agencies or government or banks. Suppose in that unwanted situation, their customers are not willing to repay the money to the bank or agencies, or they are not able to repay the money to the banks. That time that public debt is increasing. This is the meaning of debt. Here there are so many classifications are there. One is internal and external debt. Internal debt refer to the government loans floated in the capital market within the country. Such debt is subscribed by individual and institutions of the country. Then external grant, that banks and other things are getting the loan from the other sectors. Then second one, short term and long term loans. Loans are classified according to the duration of the loans. See, already are discussed about this long term and short term loan. Short term loans, minimum it is 1 year time, and long term loans, it means maybe it is a 20 or 25,000, 25 years. See here, short term loan, for example, that is the one bill is there. That bill, it is the duration period is only 3 months period, very short period loan. So in this document, they can pledge in the bank and they can get the money from the bank. This is called what? This is also one type of loan. See, when they are to avoid the indebtedness, bankers and other agencies, they can pledge their treasury bill in the market and they will be getting the money from the banks or any agencies. Then third one, funded and unfunded or floating debt. Funded debt is the loan repayable after a long period of time. usually more than a year. This funded debt is long-term debt. It is also called a long-term debt also. Voluntary and compulsory loans. The democratic government raises loan for the nationals on a voluntary basis. Loans given to the government by the people on their own will and ability are called voluntary loans. Redeemable and irredeemable debt. Redeemable debt, it refers to the debt which the government promises to pay off at the some future date. After the maturity period, the government pays the amount to the lenders. Thus, redeemable loans are called, that is redeemable loans. Unredeemable, it is opposite for this. Productive or reproductive and unproductive debt. The criteria of purpose of loan is public debt may be classified as the productive or reproductive, unproductive or debt by it is a productive one. So productive purpose only they have to give the loans to the people. See, by the way of giving loans to the agriculture and other related productive way of improvement. So that loan it gives the productive way of improvement or any production or any other giving services to the society. So that kind of loans only given. Then methods of debt redemption, refunding. This is the method one. First method is refunding. It is a debt implies issue of new bonds and securities for raising a new loans in order to pay off the mature loans. That is old debts. When the government uses this method of refunding, there is no liquidation of money burden of public debt. Instead, the public servicing repayment of interest along with the principal burden gets accumulated on account of postponement of public debt repayment to save future debt. Conversion. By debt conversion, it means that interest burden by converting a old but high interest bearing loans into new but low interest bearing loans. This method tends to reduce the burden of interest on the taxpayers. As the government is enabled to reduce the burden of debt which falls, it is not required to raise huge revenue through taxes to serve the debt. Sinking fund of the best method of redemption of public debt is sinking fund. It is the fund into which certain portion of revenue is put every year in such a way that it would be sufficient to pay off the debt from the fund at the time of maturity. In general, there are in fact two ways of crediting a portion of revenue in this fund. Capacity levy. The terms of war or emergency period, most of the government follow this type of capital levy, the raising of money necessary for redemption of public debt by imposing a special taxes on capital. Some type of goods in the time period, government is putting a heavy levies on some type of commodities. That is a huge type of taxes. So that is the thing in this time the government is putting heavy levies on certain commodities. Then terminal annuity, it is something similar to sinking fund. Under this method, the government pays off its debt on the basis of terminal annuity. By using this method, the government pays off the debt the equal annual installment. Budget surplus. By making a surplus budget, the government can pay off the debts to the people. As a general rule, the government makes use of the budgetary surplus to buy back from the market its own bonds and securities, like open market operation, based on their economic development, based on their the economic instabilities, they can buy or they can sell in the market. In this method, little used since the modern government, that the deficient method, a surplus budget is usually not in bed. Usually is in all type of all the developing countries, they are making only that deficient budget only. Additional taxation. Sometimes the government imposes additional taxes on people to pay interest on public debt. By levying on new taxes, both direct and indirect, the government can collect the necessary revenue so as to able to pay off its old debt. Although it is a easier, it is a increasing the reputation. This method has certain advantages also, have a large basis of effect on this type of taxation. Compulsory reduction in rate of interest. The government may pause on ordinance to reduce the reduce the interest on the debt. This happens when the government suffers from financial crisis and when there is a huge deficit in its budget, and this time it is sometime they are reducing their interest. The next topic is budget. Meaning of budget is a financial plan for a defined period, often 1 year. So this is called budget. It may also include planned sales volume and revenues, resource quantities, cost and expenses, assets, liabilities and cash flows. Companies, government, families, and other organizations use it to express the strategic plan of activities or events in measurable terms. See, not only for government, that is families and every individual, that they need to plan for their future. So that is the thing, the budget it is necessary. See, we are having this much of resources. How we can use these resources in our future? See, this is in a defined period. Within a 1 year time, we have this much of resources. How we can utilize this resources? This is called budget. So these are the some costs also imposing, assets, liabilities, all are included. So it is planning for the future also. Financial plan. Okay. Then what are all the objectives of government budget? First one is economic growth. To promote rapid and balanced economic growth to improve the living standard of the people. That is the first one under economic growth. This is the first objective. Second one, reduction of poverty and unemployment. That is the second one. To eradicate mass poverty and unemployment by creating employment opportunities and providing a maximum number of earnings to the poor. This is also one type of another objectives of this budgeting. Next one, it is reduction of inequalities and a redistribution of income. To reduce inequalities of income and wealth, government can influence distribution of income through levying taxes and granting subsidies and redistribution of income. Equalities in income distribution mean allocating the income distribution in such a way that reduces the inequalities and also there is no concentration of income among few rich people. Then what are all the types of budget? Balanced budget. The first type it is balanced budget. A government budget is said to be a balanced budget, which the government estimated receipt, revenue and capital are equal government estimated expenditure. Then unbalanced budget. Under an unbalanced budget, there are so many budgets are there. That under the unbalanced budget, the first one is surplus budget. When a government receipts are more than the government expenditure in the budget is called surplus budget. In other words, surplus budget implies a situation wherein government revenue is in excess of government expenditure. Symbolically, that is surplus, that is one formula is there. Surplus budget is equal to estimated government receipt and estimated government expenditure. Deficit budget, the second one, when a government estimated expenditure exceeds the government receipt in the budget is said to be a deficit budget. In other words, deficient budget, government estimated revenue is less estimated expenditure. Deficient budget, here it is also formula is given, estimated government expenditure and also then estimated government receipt. The expenditure is heavy when compared to receipt. It is called a deficient budget. Then third one, functional budget. A functional budget is a budget which relates to the individual functions of the organization like sales, production, purchase, capital expenditure, etc. Under functional budget, there are so many types of budgets also there. One is sales budget. This budget is a forecast of quantities and volume of sales to be achieved in a budget period. Second one, selling and distribution of cost budget. This budget is a forecast of expenses connected with the selling and distributing the product of a concern during the budget period. Second one is selling and distribution of cost budget. So according to the budget plan, government is distributing their production and their that is production and their product to the all the people in an equal method of distribution. Distribution is the main aim by way of district level or by way of rather than in a rural way. They are distributing their all the production product. Then production budget. After preparing the sales budget, the production budget is the prepared. The budget is prepared in a physical units. See, based on their our result, based on our forecasting. So they have to purchase, they have to do their production budget based on their previous year's sales. Also, they are doing their what production budget. Production cost budget. Next one. Production cost budget shows in detail the estimated cost of carrying out the production plan and program set out in the production budget. Production cost budget, it shows the detail about the production. In a year, they are having their, they are getting a raw material or they have to pay for their wages to the employees and miscellaneous services. So these are the along with this production cost budget. See, this is the cost estimation for the production. And here also in sales also they are having, they are giving the sales for previous sales, and in near future also they are giving some sales estimation. So based on this they are having their production. So in a trend projection, in a trend what analysis, they can predict their sales budget. Then fifth one, it is a material budget. A material budget shows the estimated quantity as well as the cost of each type of direct material and components required for producing goods as per the production budget. See here, material budget. Material, it is refers to the raw material. See, some type of industry, they are getting the raw material from the domestic, or some time of countries, they will be getting a material from the outside of the country. See here, when they are getting the outside of the country, what are all the costs are incurred? Huge amount of costs are involving this. See, in a previous is what about the cost, present day or future, what is the cost also in determining in the material budget. Sometimes they are getting the raw material from the domestic only. What are all the transportation costs? So what is the transferring cost and supply chains also they are incurring in the material cost. This is the material cost. This is also very important for all type of industry, not only for production. Here it is